For this quick video tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to create a simple chair here. Now, I did pull in some image to my SketchUp, which I am using the free version as a reference, but I am going to just go ahead and create for you guys. So here I'm using my line tool to just draft a square rectangle, which is the base of my chair. So here I'm going to type in a measurement, and let's say that this is 19.5 inches by, what I don't want, for some reason here, let's see, I'm going to make sure that I am not inside of a group or a created group there. There we go. So now here we have our first line that's going to be 19.5 by, let's do 18 inches. And let's do another 19.5 and then 18. Just going to connect it. I have a group set up here to say that, hey, this is all working together. I'm going to use my push-pull, but I'm going to click inside of that group, use my push-pull, and bring this up to, let's say, 35. Here, we have a base started. Clicking on this group yet again, I'm going to make sure that I'm really on the space. I'm going to use my rectangle tool and maybe create myself a little cutout here. And then also draft a line here. And then I'm going to, from that top line, I'm going to come down, and you can just pick anywhere where you want to, create a cutout while you're following this. I'm going to give a measurement of 1.5 and then draft myself a line across. Now I would like to take this face, hold down my shift key, take the bottom half and this half as well, and I'm going to copy. And simply rotating my image around, I'm now going to paste. And it will more likely go ahead and snap to where it needs to go on the opposite side. And then from there, I'm going to rotate my image around again. And I'm going to do another paste. For the front image, I'm going to just leave it. I won't do the back side. So now we have something that looks like this. Clicking on the group again, I'm going to make sure that I can select all of my parts separately. I'm going to use my rectangle tool and orbit my image around here. And once again, create myself a rectangle. And maybe I'm going to zoom in because I'm creating the back. I want my back to be still a little thick here. I'm going to start closer up. And come here. So now I have created a side view of this chair. Now I can use my push-pull. I'm inside of my group, and I can push the other side out to get rid of it. And now I'm going to use the push-pull also to get rid of these middle sections. So I may have something like this and like this. Then I can orbit around using that push-pull again. And actually I'm going to do a quick undo. Before I push-pull my sides, I'm going to get rid of my center. So I'm going to push this through to the other side and then also the bottom half. So now taking a look at that front view, my chair looks something like this. So now we're going to go ahead and get rid of our middle sections here. Again, using that push-pull, I'm going to just push this out a distance. I may need to go in with my select tool and just delete off that face as well. And I'm going to repeat this for my bottom half. Again, using my selection tool to go ahead and delete off that face. I even can delete the line at the bottom. Using that orbit tool to rotate around to the opposite side and repeat the same. Again, just moving it in and deleting out that face. If I zoom in and I select the line here, I can delete the line. Remembering to use my push-pull. Now, I do want to notice the one item that turned out incorrectly is this top line. That's because when I did the push-pull, I need to stop at where my legs end. If something like this happens, you can still go back and use your push-pull to take it back. You just would have to select your face and delete off the opposing components here. So if that is to happen or should happen, you can always go through and correct your chair. And as you can see here, I need to correct this in a few spaces. And just selecting and deleting off those extra areas. Go delete that line at the bottom. Remove any lines that you don't want. And here we have our chair. If you want to create other elements to this type of chair, such as maybe rounding off the back, you can do so. If you decide, I want to use that push-pull to maybe line my back up, I can do that here. If you want to add any other elements like curves to your chair, you can do that as well. by possibly using your 2-point arc. And if you want to round your corners, actually, let's just do it from maybe here to here. And pull it up to the center there. And we just take off and trim off. Again, we need it to be on that group. If you drafted it like I did, not on the group, it's okay. I'm going to go through and just delete it off. Make sure I'm clicked on my group. And redraft that. And then I can use that push-pull to get rid of my sides. And maybe this is some type of chair, bar stool. If you want to add other details, like maybe a seat cushion, create another rectangle on top. Select this, make this a separate group, and now when you select it, double click on it, you can raise this up and maybe pull out your sides. And say, okay, I created myself a seat cushion. Now from here, you can do things like add materials or begin to drop in your colors. So let's see, if I wanted to go to my materials and I want to say, okay, I'm going to put a pattern on this cushion. Let's see. Let's go to our fabrics. Say we have a leather. Orbit around, make sure we get all of the sides. Now we can do the rest of our space, and let's say it was some type of wood. There we go. Now, if you ever want to change your wood and work on its appearance, you can always go to your texture position and rotate it or shrink it down or move it, of course. To show more of the grains, you can do that. I'll rotate this and shrink it down. Yes. Let's just do it on one spot so you can see the difference. Appears real grainy here, and the grains are smaller on this portion. So you can make all of those changes. If you wanted to even separate, say we wanted to just have a color of black. Where are our paint colors? Here we go. Or maybe then you can also separate all of your surfaces as such. Sometimes you need to go through and click inside of your model again. This is the overall idea of creating a simple chair in your SketchUp.